Ladies, gentlemen, and wrestling fans alike, welcome to episode 8 of the Squash Match Wrestling Podcast. Hard to believe it's already been 8 weeks we're doing this, and today we got something special for you. We are doing our I was gonna say way too early Money in the Bank predictions, but at this point, it's not way too early. It's just kind of the card hasn't come together yet, so it's a little bit early Money in the Bank predictions. We're gonna get right into that and more. I'm sure some stuff will come up throughout the week as well as we talk about who we think is going to be in there, who's going to win the briefcase, and what other matches we'll have on the card as well. But before we get to that, Jetly, how you doing?
Doing good, man. I feel like we're on a trend where it's nonstop raining.
Yeah, I was literally about to say that it is raining here once again, and you're back in Philly right now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It is in fact raining, not thunderstorming, but it's still raining. Uh, so that sucks.
And it's and also it's a Wednesday, so we can't break the trend.
Yeah, literally. We had to take. I don't want to say we had to take yesterday off because we are still here, but yesterday got to go see Alice Cooper down at Mohegan Sun Arena, so that was pretty cool. He rocks for a 77-year-old. Dude, he had like a live snake, like a giant boa constrictor around his neck. I was like, dude, I could never.
I saw that. I know a few people that actually went to see that concert, and I was like, oh wow.
Yeah, it was pretty good. He was really cool. I don't know all of Alice Cooper's songs. Like I wasn't always the biggest Alice Cooper guy, but the ones I knew, they were really good. So,
Yeah.
all right. Well, you ready to dive right into Money in the Bank here? Money in the Bank is probably like I don't know, maybe my third favorite pay-per-view of the year. I just love the gimmick of the briefcase, and I love having like a long-term briefcase holder and stuff like that. Unfortunately, we're going to just be skipping over Saturday night's main event because it's a
No
very
one cares.
it's a very predictable show. If you really want to know, I don't know. I have Jey Uso winning. I have John Cena winning. I have Drew McIntyre winning. I have Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker winning, and I don't even know what the other match is off the top of my head. So
Yeah, I agree with everything besides I think R-Truth is gonna win, hopefully.
we can hope so. I feel like WWE cared more about Pacers Knicks than they did about Saturday night's main event.
Yeah, and if we get into our Raw review, I'll definitely talk about that because I'm a little
Yeah,
pissed off
because
about that.
they talked a little bit too much to a certain NBA star than they did to a certain WWE superstar that we have a rant about every single week here. But I digress. We'll get
Yeah,
into that. We'll get into that when we get
we'll,
into
we'll
it.
we'll get into that. We'll get into that.
I'm sure the daily or the weekly Karrion Cross rant, we'll get around to it eventually. But anyway, let's get right into the Money in the Bank briefcase match. We'll start with the women here. We have 3 women who have already qualified, which shook up my predictions a little bit. Not too much though, because I think I had all 3 of these people in there already. We have Alexa Bliss is qualified, Rhea Ripley has qualified. I didn't have Rhea Ripley, but I did have Roxanne Perez. What do you think of the people who have qualified so far and what their chances are before we get into the people who have not yet qualified?
I think so far, this is I guess this was expected to see, especially from the women's side, just because I feel like you need to have your bigger names in there. Um, I do want to say prayers to Zoe Stark because that
Dude, that
was
was brutal.
a very rough landing.
That was awful. And I feel
And
like
I
we
was
got
actually,
her. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, I was seeing reports like after, like she was actually supposed to win that match.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I saw like I saw that she was just there to take the pin because if she was there just to just take the pin, because I was thinking about it as the match was going on, I was like, all right, I think Rhea Ripley is going to win this match. However, Kairi Sane is returning, and I doubt they want to give or they want to pin Kairi Sane in her return match. So just seeing kind of Zoe Stark, I was kind of like, I think she's just here to take the pin. Wasn't she in Money in the Bank last year?
I think
I believe she
maybe
was because I think she was part of that. Um, I did she go through a ladder or something? I don't know off the top of my head, but or
it's already been a blur.
Io Sky, power bombed her onto a ladder from the top of the ladder. That's what it was, I think,
Uh,
if I'm not
I
mistaken.
I vaguely remember.
Yeah. Um, prayers out to Zoe Stark though. That was terrible because I hate, dude. I hate knee injuries the way it is, and like I do jujitsu, so it's like I don't know. It's just like that scared me throughout always like playing sports and stuff for like my whole life pretty much, just like knee injuries. Those are the ones that scare me the most, like leg pressing and stuff. Like I didn't leg press for the longest time just cuz I've seen videos of people's legs going backwards. So seeing that on live TV, it was like, ugh, I don't like that. I'm sure Zoe Stark didn't like it either.
It's unfortunate because I actually really do like Zoe Stark a lot.
Yeah, I do too. I think I think she has a decent future ahead of her. I think she they sorry. I think Monday Night Raw definitely needed her for that mid card. Once Becky Lynch and Bailey are done going after the IC title, whether one of them wins it or not. But we've been talking about these women's mid cards for weeks now, it seems, and yeah, this is a big blow to that.
Yeah, so let's hope it's nothing too serious.
Yeah, yeah. It looked pretty serious though. I don't want to.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. What do you think? Out of these three people we have qualified, what are any of their odds of winning this briefcase? Because I actually have Roxanne Perez as a favorite. However, she's not my official prediction to get the win. But out of these three, she's my favorite to win out of the three that have qualified so far.
Yeah, I'm with you. Out of all the qualifiers right now, Roxanne is my current favorite. Um, just I feel like it's definitely gonna be her time in the division soon, and I feel like they might pull the trigger, almost like how they did with Tiffany Stratton with Roxanne. I feel like we might see that same route again. But
Yeah,
out of these three, yeah, I feel like Roxanne has the highest like odds to win at the moment.
yeah, because she's on that similar trajectory as Tiffany Stratton was just a year ago. You know, she was in the Royal Rumble, Elimination Chamber, now Money in the Bank ladder match. Potential win that would be huge for her. We saw her Judgment Day involvement last night on Raw, going after Dirty Dom. Do you think she's gonna take Liv's spot?
Whatever they're doing with Dominic Mysterio, I'm jealous. let's just say that
Aren't we
I'm
all?
jealous.
Yeah, he's getting. I saw a thing. It was like he's the Grand Slam champion of the women's division right now.
I mean, he literally is. I mean, he had Rhea, he has Liv now, and who knows, he might have Roxanne next.
Yeah, it was even teased. I just had a voice crack, but it was even teased Tiffany Stratton a little while ago, if you remember that when she was Miss Money in the Bank. So yeah, you
Yeah, I
should play
saw
a
that.
full Eddie Guerrero with Dominic Mysterio. It's awesome. I love it.
Dominic's gonna be such a huge star. It's actually insane.
I know.
As if he isn't already.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's already massive. Just because I feel like people just know, like they just
Yeah,
see it.
100%.
All right. Anything else on these three that have already qualified before we get into our first official predictions here? I feel like the women's Money in the Bank was. I only had trouble picking one final member for this match. I think my final choice makes sense though. But would you like to do the honors and give me your first prediction for women number 4 to qualify?
Women number 4 for me, Julia.
I also have Julia. I also have her in here.
I mean, it just makes sense. I mean, she just signed with SmackDown. Roxanne's on Raw right now. Roxanne has her spot in it. Why not give Julia the SmackDown spot also?
Yeah, because like I was trying to divvy it up like three from SmackDown, three from Raw. I figured that's what they were gonna do anyway, and that would make the most sense. And yeah, I think Julia is a good fit here because we even saw her and Roxanne before they, I guess you could say, broke up after last week's tag team match. When Julia went over to SmackDown and she stayed on Raw. They had a little bit of a falling out too. She was like, we're not teammates, we're not friends. Don't talk to me. I'm going elsewhere. So maybe we could have a little bit of a rekindling. Maybe we could have a little feud here inside of the match itself. So yeah, I think Julia is a really good fit from SmackDown. If you went back about 2 weeks ago, I would say that Julia was another one of my favorites here too. I thought her and Roxanne were kind of tied for it, but I think Roxanne has taken the edge in that contest.
Yeah, and I think I mentioned this. Like these two were paired together, and they weren't like a tag team in a sense. They were just both called up and just to really get some showtime together.
Yeah, yeah, and I'll give you props. You did say that this was their official calling up, whereas I was like, I thought they would go back down, like go. I thought they'd be like in betweeners, going from NXT to the main roster, but no, they are here on the main roster to stay for now. So that's cool. The
Yeah,
mid card needs it.
definitely.
Yeah. All right. Anything else on Julia before we move on to number 5?
Let's get on to five.
All right. For number 5 qualifying, I have Naomi.
I'm with you on that one too.
Yeah, and I think Naomi is another one of my favorites in this match, which is it'll come into play a little later on when we get into another match that I have here on Money in the Bank. But yeah, I think Naomi's work recently has been awesome. Her feud with Jade Cargill, it's gotten a little bit repetitive over the past few weeks. They haven't really cut any promos against one another, especially in the ring. It's mostly been just coming out and attacking each other, backstage vignettes. Like even the match Tiffany Stratton versus Nia Jax, which I thought was awesome. I'm really glad they didn't get like involved in it. I'm glad that that didn't end in a DQ. I feel like now Tiffany Stratton can move on to other things. Um, but yeah, it's just kind of like them attacking each other, and I think that this could really get spiced up if Naomi goes far in this match.
I really hope so because I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of getting bored of Jade and Naomi.
Yeah, a little bit. It needs something like if the conclusion wasn't going to be at WrestleMania, they got to do something big with it here.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else before we move on to our final contestant in the women's Money in the Bank match?
Let's get right into our wild card.
All right. You can go first with your wild card. Because mine's a little bit. I guess it's a little random.
So I was torn between two people because I was thinking they could either go half and half with Raw and SmackDown, or potentially have someone from NXT come up for the match. I'm gonna go the Raw and SmackDown split. My sixth woman is Maxine Dupree.
Okay. Okay, that's interesting. I'm trying to think. I don't know if I could see her. Okay, I could kind of see her winning, like a match, like accidentally almost. Like if you put like Ivy Nile in it, I could see her pinning Ivy Nile to get into it. For my wild card, I actually have Raquel Rodriguez because I feel like the Judgment Day, they're doing that whole "we're holding all the gold" thing. Liv's not around. The tag titles mean nothing. We have Roxanne involved a little bit. I feel like maybe she ends up helping Roxanne get a win, or they team up a little bit, realize the error of their ways. Like when they had their first altercation, Raquel wasn't a big fan of Roxanne, but maybe they help each other over the next couple of weeks. And then in the match, she's like, all right, you know what? Maybe this could be good for Judgment Day. And then Liv comes back, and everybody's turned on Liv Morgan, similar to how they did with Rhea Ripley. So I don't know. I guess we'll find out. Who do you have actually winning the women's Money in the Bank match?
It probably still won't change depending on who the actual next three that are in. I do still think Roxanne's probably gonna win.
That's like I said before, that's my if our predictions don't play out, I have Roxanne Perez. However, if they do, I have Naomi winning the Money in the Bank briefcase. And that's a good segue into our next section here, because I think a match that we're going to see on Money in the Bank is going to be Tiffany Stratton versus Jade Cargill. I have a same night cash in. I think that this is going to now I don't think Tiffany Stratton versus Jade Cargill is going to be the second match, but it is a match that I think is going to be on the card. I think it's going to be later on in the night. But I think that in order to get this feud reignited with that spark we were just saying that it was kind of been missing in recent weeks, I think that Naomi cashes in on Jade Cargill and takes the WWE Women's Championship.
I could honestly see that. It is kind of gonna suck if Tiffany does drop the title, because I feel like Tiffany is starting to ramp up, especially in some of her recent matches. I feel like she could be champion a little longer, but I could definitely see a scenario where she gets the same night cash in.
Yeah. In the event that this match doesn't take place on Money in the Bank, which, this is just a fantasy booking episode. We're just kind of throwing shit at the wall and hoping something sticks here. But I do have Naomi winning the briefcase and cashing in on Jade Cargill, whether it's the same night, whether it's whatever the next PLE is going to be, maybe Women's Evolution, if that even ends up happening still. But yeah, I think that could be really cool. As for Tiffany Stratton versus Jade Cargill, trying to think. This feud has kind of been hinted at in recent weeks, and I think I said it a couple of weeks ago. I think Jade Cargill is the perfect like chasing the title contender right now. That's why I was glad Nia Jax got the win over her a couple of weeks ago. And what better way to have her keep chasing than to have her get cashed in on by her biggest enemy?
Oh yeah, 100%. I mean, surely there's going to be a setup. I mean, regardless, there's going to be a setup with the Money in the Bank briefcase carrier. But like other than that, I feel like logically that does make sense. Creativity, who knows?
Yeah, yeah. I guess we'll have to see though. I guess we'll have to see. Anything else on? Oh wait. Oh, I'm getting ahead of myself here. Anything else on Tiffany Stratton versus Jade Cargill with a potential Naomi cash in? I'll let you predict your first match of the night here too.
I think I'm good on that. Could definitely see it happening, though. I will say.
Yeah, yeah. I thought that was a solid prediction. That's a I don't want to say a likely one, but it's probably the most likely of anything else I have predicted here because my men's money in the bank when we get to it is insane. But yeah, go ahead. I'll let you do your match now.
Where do I go with this? Hmm. Let's see. There's so many routes you could go with this because nothing's really been announced because we haven't even gotten past Saturday night's main event yet.
Yeah,
Um, let's do the biggest one out there. Let's do John Cena versus CM Punk.
this is perfect because I also have that later on in the night. I have this main eventing the show. I think we talked about it a little bit last week too, but go ahead. I'll give you the floor for now.
I mean, this just makes so much sense, especially when you talk about Cena and Punk's rivalry. The first thing you have to think of is their clash at Money in the Bank in Chicago. I mean, the pop for both those superstars was insane. Punk, kayfabe left the company with the title. I think now it's time for Cena to get his get back.
Yeah, we talked about that a little bit last week too. Is how the roles are kind of reversed this time. Like it's like back then it was CM Punk's trying to leave the company with the WWE Championship. John Cena is trying to do that literally right now. That's like his whole shtick at the moment of this heel run. I think it just makes sense. You got to run it back. It's like 15 years in the making here, almost 14. Uh, I don't know. I don't know the math off the top of my head, but yeah, I think John Cena versus CM Punk at Money in the Bank just makes sense. The only problem I'm having believing that it's actually going to happen is just the amount of time that we have from now between Money in the Bank. Because, like I said, we're doing our way too early Money in the Bank predictions, but Money in the Bank's like 2 weeks away, which didn't even click to me until like this morning when I was finalizing my predictions here. So how quickly do you think they could build CM Punk versus John Cena?
At this rate, I feel like anything's possible now. I mean, we are literally getting John Cena versus R-Truth on Saturday. But I feel like there's been so many hints at it. Like not recently, but like when Punk returned, I feel like there was hints at him getting a title shot again. And I feel like now could be the right time because I feel like because even after WrestleMania, I'm pretty sure the promo that Punk gave on Raw, he did take shots at Cena also.
Yeah, yeah, he's been kind of doing that since Elimination Chamber, like when he was like, John Cena just shows up and declares himself. And obviously that is what happened. He's in the match, so he has been taking shots at John Cena, like you said. I think that this is one that doesn't need that long to cook. Obviously, they have that story already. Give us like two good promos on Raw. Like, just give me two between John Cena and CM Punk. They will go off. They could main event the show. They could have a 30-minute main event of just a promo battle for the next 2 weeks. They could even extend it over to SmackDown if they want, because John Cena's technically a SmackDown character, even though most of his stuff, especially against Cody Rhodes, has been on Raw. So yeah, I don't think that this needs too long in the oven to cook up an awesome match and storyline one final time between these two.
I mean, it literally took John Cena to AA Truth Through a Table to get their match
Yeah,
finalized. I mean, anything can happen now, especially as of late with Triple H being head of creative.
yeah, because I can't see them missing up on an opportunity like this. Like, I know CM Punk is kind of occupied right now with Seth Rollins, Braun Breaker, Sami Zayn, Jey Uso, stuff like that. But after Saturday night's main event, I don't think he's gonna stick with it for too long. He's gonna go after gold, and obviously the World Heavyweight Championship is a little busy right now with between Logan Paul, Gunther, Jey Uso, Seth Rollins, Braun Breaker. I think it just makes more sense for him to go after the big one.
Yeah, 100%.
All right. Glad we are in agreement on that one. I think we talked about it a little bit last week too. Anything else on John Cena versus CM Punk before we move into our men's Money in the Bank ladder match here, the big one?
I'm good. Let's get into it.
All right, let's get right into it. Before we get into our predictions, we have one man who has qualified, and another who I think is pretty much guaranteed a qualification at that point. I'm talking about Solo Sikoa, and the one who is all but confirmed at this point is LA Knight over on SmackDown too. I think he's taking on Shinsuke Nakamura and Aleister Black next week. Um, Unfortunately, I don't see Aleister Black or Shinsuke Nakamura beating LA Knight here. So I think he's a given, especially in LA. Like, come on. So yeah, what do you think about
Yeah.
Solo Sikoa's qualification so far?
I'm glad that they're giving Solo at least something now because I feel like the year that he had as like head of the table like resulted in nothing after it, and which sucks too because like I think we both mentioned this, like he should have had a spot at WrestleMania somehow. But I feel like now I think is a good time to at least reboot him to like at least be the badass that we know he used to be.
Yeah, and I like that word that you used, reboot. He does kind of need a little bit of a reboot here, and I think, especially on SmackDown, like that promo he cut was really good. Like Solo Sikoa is low key really good on the mic now. Like at first, the Tribal Chief Day thing or the Tribal Chief Days thing, uh, looking back on it, I probably wouldn't have agreed. But now, since he's kind of gone through that storyline, he's been in the main event. Now he's like an upper mid carder here on SmackDown. Hasn't had much going on. I think he's really found a place for himself here in this Money in the Bank ladder match. In terms of winning it, what do you think Solo's odds are?
I don't think he's gonna win.
Yeah, I think I said that on my SmackDown review this week. I think he's just going to kind of be in it, but I don't know. I think he's like low key. I think he could sneak. He has more of a chance than maybe some other guys I have on my list here, but he's not my favorite.
Yeah, I mean, I will say, like I don't think Solo's gonna win, but I feel like he'll have like that like last like minute moment where like he's reaching for the briefcase and then he gets knocked over just to lose it.
Yeah, kind of
Like
like
I
how
feel like he'll have some part in the finish.
Chelsea Green last year. So
Yeah.
close, man. So close. I wanted Chelsea to win so bad last year. But then she gets pushed from the 20-foot ladder onto the through the two tables by Tiffany Stratton. That was crazy. That was her moment. That was her winning Money in the Bank right there. That moment alone was enough for me. Um, but yeah, I agree. I think Solo will have something to do in the finish. Don't know if he'll win though.
I mean, we'll see. I mean, we still have four other, well, technically five other people to get qualified
Yeah,
into
because
this match. So.
LA Knight hasn't qualified yet, but I think it is all but set in stone at this point. What do you think about LA Knight here in the Money in the Bank ladder match?
I honestly don't think LA Knight's gonna get in. And hear me out. It's because Solo's already in the match. I feel like there's gonna be some shenanigan with Solo and his bloodline that cost LA to get into the match. And I think, okay, wild card. As much as I want Shinsuke to win it, I think Alistair's gonna get in.
I could see it. I could see him in there. I don't think I think Alistair has less of a chance to win than LA Knight does. Have he qualify? Um, but I have to disagree. I think that LA Knight's involvement with the Bloodline is the reason he's going to make it in here. Like I feel like he just lost his title to a Bloodline member. The Bloodlines kind of got their own little storyline going on. Um, I feel like this is just a good reset for LA Knight at this point. Like from WrestleMania till now, they've kind of been, I don't want to say doing nothing with him because he's been going back and forth with the Bloodline, but he's been going back and forth with the Bloodline for so long. It's like since before WrestleMania, even. He's been going at it with Jacob Fatu and Solo Sikoa. So now I think just giving him the briefcase would kind of give him that chance to break off. And I feel like going back to the Bloodline right now before Money in the Bank is just like the safe play. Like, don't start any new feuds for him because, he's a favorite to win the case this year. So especially like I said in LA. Like I think it just makes sense. The stars are aligning for LA Knight.
Here's the thing. If he didn't lose to JC Mateo, my mind would have changed. Since he lost to JC Mateo, that's one of the reasons why I don't think LA is going to get in.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting that he lost to JC Mateo. Actually, I mean, sure, when people debut, we always kind of expect them to win matches, uh, and JC Mateo looked really good in this match. I didn't think that they were gonna have him go over on LA Knight. You know?
Yeah, and that really is why I don't think LA's going to get into this match, even though he rightfully should. But I feel like it's been going on for years now where we've all been saying LA Knight's going to win Money in the Bank. LA Knight's going to win Money in the Bank. I feel like now it's definitely it should be the time. I feel like since he's now so involved with the bloodline with JC Mateo now, I feel like that's going to hinder it.
Yeah, I love an unpredictable Money in the Bank too. Like last year, I don't think I had Drew McIntyre winning it. Honestly, I think I had Chad Gable last year. I really wanted Chad Gable to win it. Um, but yeah, I feel like LA Knight in the match is just like the safe favorite going in if he does win on Friday. So I guess we'll have to see. So far we have Solo Sikoa already in there given. I have LA Knight. You have Aleister Black. As for our next prediction, maybe we'll agree on this one because I think we talked about it a little bit last week. I have Penta. I think Penta will be in this one because I initially had Ray Phoenix. So the solo match actually screwed my whole like tree over because I had like a whole Money in the Bank list set. I had both Jimmy Uso and Ray Phoenix in there, and both eliminated like at once. Um, I wanted a Lucha Bros reunion. I think we could have got some cool spots where they like work together in the ladder match, but unfortunately that's just not how it played out. But I do have Penta in this one.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. I feel like Penta has been like on such like a high that like he has to be in this match some way, shape, or form.
Yeah, I feel like he's slowed down just a little bit. Like he got pinned by Finn Balor on Monday Night Raw. How about that? That was big. That was big for Finn Balor, I think. Judgment Day shenanigans, El Grande Americano shenanigans, and all. Like whatever. I guess it protects Penta a little bit, but Finn Balor, man, good pin for him. Um, so yeah, I guess we'll see. Because as of right now, Monday Night Raw doesn't have. They haven't even announced the men's matches for next week. I think we're getting two or three of them. So
Who
yeah,
knows what'll happen?
yeah, Raw's like a wild card right now. So we both have Penta in this one.
Yep.
All right. I'll let you take over on the next one. Who is your next prediction for? This will be number 4 in the men's Money in the Bank match.
So number 4, we've already got our two SmackDown guys for the most part. We'll go back to Raw. We already got Penta. If we're going to stick with the Raw route, I swear to God, they gotta get my man Ludwig Kaiser in this.
I like that. I don't have him on my list, but I have somebody similar that we've been talking about for quite a few weeks here. I think we could get into that in a minute. But what do you think about Ludwig Kaiser inside the Money in the Bank ladder match?
So we brought this up a few podcasts ago where like he's been like so great where like he should deserve something for it. I feel like him winning Money in the Bank will just set that tone if it's not gonna be like a mid-card title.
Yeah, I could kind of see that. We've been saying for weeks now, Ludwig Kaiser, he should be on a trajectory to go after bigger things. I just think that the World Heavyweight Championship is a little bit out of grasp right now, just with the storylines that it's involved in. You know, obviously Jey Uso, Seth Rollins, and Braun Breaker, the biggest things going on Monday Night Raw right now. It's hard to predict anybody here almost because of where the world titles are at. You know, like I don't see anybody cashing in on John Cena right now. If anything, whoever wins the men's Money in the Bank, whoever wins the men's Money in the Bank match, I think is gonna hold on to it for a while. I can see going after the World Heavyweight Championship more, just because I feel like the nature of it now is like that cycling title, like a long run. Like you could have a meaningful run that isn't long. Like we said it last week, Jey Uso isn't gonna have the longest run with this title. He's probably gonna drop it sometime soon. Gunther's run wasn't too long. Damian Priest's wasn't too long. Um, the only long one has really been Seth Rollins, Drew McIntyre, infamously with the 5 minute title run. So I just don't want whoever cashes in to have a short run because I know immediately whoever it is, if they cash in on the World Heavyweight Championship sometime soon, you're immediately gonna have Seth Rollins to deal with, and I don't see anybody I have in this match because I tried to go all non champions, people who have never won a world title yet. Uh, I just don't want to see them get immediately decimated by Seth Rollins, especially the person who I have winning this one. So, um, but yeah, I could definitely see Ludwig Kaiser in here. I guess I'll just get right into it. As for who I think, I have my boy Karrion Cross in the Money in the Bank ladder match. I think that he's in a similar situation to Ludwig Kaiser. Not much screen time. People want to see him. I think, no offense to Ludwig Kaiser, more people want to see Karrion Cross right now than they do Ludwig Kaiser. He's got one of the top selling T-shirts in the entire like
The top selling.
the top selling T-shirt. And I even saw a TikTok from him, or it might have been an Instagram reel, whatever. Um, that the reason his shirts are now being sold at shows is because people were like, "Hey, we want to buy Karrion Cross shirts. Why can't we get them at shows, like live in the audience?" Because I'm more inclined to buy a T-shirt while I'm there than I am online, even though they're cheaper online sometimes. Most of the time, actually. But yeah, I have Karrion Cross in this one big time. I think they have 2 weeks to build him, and I think with the momentum that he has right now from audiences at home and in the building, I don't think it would be that hard. Let him win this week. Let him win a match next week. Put him in the Money in the Bank match. Have him do something cool. He doesn't have to win it, but just put him on the screen. You know, put him in the ring. Let people see him. We want to. I want to.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. Honestly, Karrion Cross and Ludwig Kaiser were like such flips for me that I wouldn't be mad if either one got in. I'd hope that both of them are in it, just to make things even wilder for our predictions. But yeah, I can't be mad at that.
Dude, what if next week the triple threat match is like Karrion Cross, Ludwig Kaiser, and like I don't know, Sheamus or something, for example? Like, what if they're both
I
in it at the
swear.
same time? That's gonna be crazy.
I mean, I would love that, but here's the thing though, what will really piss people off even more if both of them don't win.
Yeah, dude. If like say it was like Sheamus or something, if Sheamus is in the Money in the Bank ladder match, no offense to Sheamus, everybody loves Sheamus. I really like him. I like seeing him on Raw every week. He does put on banger after banger after banger. Every time Sheamus is in the ring, it's a good match, but he doesn't need this right now. He needs the Intercontinental Championship.
So many people need that IC title right now,
Yeah.
but it's hard to take it off Dom right now.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. I want to see Dom have a nice reign with it.
I mean, he deserves a long reign with it after like all the stuff that he's done.
Yeah. And I still have Finn Balor taking that off of him at some point in the future. Hopefully not for like the far future. Maybe a SummerSlam, maybe a Survivor Series kind of thing. It's going to be a big PLE where he loses it. He's not going to lose it at like I don't know, Fastlane or something like that. Like who cares about Fastlane?
Hmm. I mean, who knows? I mean, this is definitely going to be like our wildest prediction, and I feel like everyone that we bring up, and I've said this probably a few weeks ago, I feel like we have like an undercover exec watching our podcast that and just won't put in anyone we say.
Yeah. Yeah, they're just watching like how could we screw over these guys this week? Where the answer is always just don't put Ludwig Kaiser or Karrion Cross on TV and you'll make us upset. So
Yeah.
so yeah, the podcast on Spotify this week actually got like 15 or 16 views, which is much more than the one 2 weeks ago did. So maybe there's a couple WWE execs watching this week to screw us over. You never know.
Hey, we're climbing up.
We are. We're getting up there. We'll find our audience. All right. So far, we have Solo Sikoa. I have LA Knight. I have Karrion Cross. I have Penta. You have Ludwig Kaiser, Penta, Solo Sikoa, obviously, Aleister Black. All right. As for number 5, I'm kind of going that Penta route because unfortunately, I don't think Penta is going to win the briefcase, but I think one of his feuds is going to continue in this match one way or another. I have either Chad Gable or El Grande Americano inside the Money in the Bank ladder match because I said it last week too when we were doing our way too early predictions. I want to see luchadors in this match. That's why I wanted Rey Fenix. I wanted El Grande. I wanted Penta. I think it just makes sense because if you're not going to have Penta win, you could at least continue that storyline, elevate him towards a one-on-one match with El Grande Americano here. I think El Grande would be a fantastic choice to put, especially in a ladder match. We all know what Chad Gable did last year, and him doing it with this new high-flying character, I think would only help out.
I'm actually with you on this for my 5th. I have El Grande Americano in this.
Good, good. I really want to see him. I don't think we're gonna get the unmasking yet, but I think El Grande will do something to screw over Penta. I think we'll get something like you said, similar to Solo Sikoa, where he's at the top of the ladder, and maybe we see him slide that metal plate into his mask, and he headbutts Penta off. Um, but yeah, I think that their storyline is just it's just gonna continue inside this one. I don't have either of them winning it, but I would like to see them both in here.
Yeah, and I mean, we're talking about El Grande Americano, one of the greatest luchadors in the company right now.
Yeah, one of the greatest luchadors of all time in history. He's been doing it for decades.
I'm still waiting for him to drop a promo, but
Yeah.
um, I think he's one of the few guys that actually doesn't need a promo with how great his work is.
Yeah, honestly, maybe he just doesn't even speak English. Like you never know. Like maybe they don't. Maybe they can't put him on the mic. He needs to have a backstage thing with the subtitles on it. Um, but yeah, like you said, I think his work. I think his work speaks for itself.
Yeah, I mean, no matter who it is, if it's Chad Gable, if it's El Grande Americano, we still don't know if they're the same person. Both equally deserve to be in this match.
Yeah, yeah. So maybe they'll both be in the triple threat match. Maybe it'll be Chad Gable versus El Grande Americano versus somebody else. You know, they're yet to be seen in the same room as one another, but I think they're two different people. So
Same here.
yeah. All right. So we're both in agreement on El Grande. I have more El Grande than I do Chad Gable here. So we're moving on to number 6. I'm assuming it's going to be a SmackDown guy. just based on what I think we have 3 from Raw right now, the 2 givens from SmackDown. As for who number 6 is, I'll let you take this one. Who you got?
All right, everyone, sit down. This is Fantasy Booking 101 right here. um, so I don't think that they will announce who this spot will be given to until day of. I feel like this is going to be a surprise entry.
Okay. As for who the surprise entry is, because I'm kind of, I don't want to say I'm in a similar boat. I don't know if it'll be a surprise entry or not, but this one to me was like a wild card. I had no idea from SmackDown, but I'll let you go ahead first because yours seems a lot more interesting than mine's gonna be.
So, given that Money in the Bank is, where's it in? San Diego or LA? I don't
LA,
remember.
LA.
LA? So, if it's in LA, very great entertainment, like Beacon area. Why not have one of the biggest entertainers in the world? Um, the special entry. I mean, there already is a rhyme with it now that I'm clicking on it. I wonder if you've picked it up yet. My special entry is Joe Hendry.
Joe Hendry. Okay. I actually did not pick up on that, but that is interesting. He's still TNA champion right now, right?
Yep.
Uh, that is interesting. Why do you have Joe Hendry coming into this one? That's a lot more
I mean to
interesting
be
than mine is. So
I mean to be fair, my special entry is one of two people. I feel like Joe Hendry was more of the wild card. But I feel like Joe Hendry has been getting such like a massive pop every time he's been on WWE TV. I mean, we heard his pop at um we heard his pop at the Royal Rumble. We heard his pop at WrestleMania. Let's see if it actually does continue at a bigger, well, not bigger, but like at a really big PLE like Money in the Bank.
yeah, I can see that. Because my prediction isn't. I don't want to say it's nobody special, but it's definitely somebody we've seen in recent weeks, and it's not necessarily somebody I see winning. I kind of just went the luchador route because I was a little stuck. I have Andrade from SmackDown. I think he could just win a triple threat match. Maybe put Santos Escobar and like Berto in there. Have like Santos screw Berto out of a win and give it to Andrade. I don't know. This one for me was a little bit of a nothing burger. I like the Joe Hendry route a little bit more.
I mean, I'm glad you like that more because I was torn between Joe Hendry and another person.
Who's that? Who's that? I gotta hear this.
So there is a potential that we do actually have 6 official competitors. If there is an official sixth, I'm not gonna say who the official sixth is because at this rate, I don't even know who's on the SmackDown roster anymore.
Yeah.
But we have the 6 official entries, and then we have like a slight callback. Uh, actually, I kind of want your involvement in this too. Who do you think is gonna be on that ladder trying to reach that briefcase?
Like at the very end.
Yes.
um. Well, I think, like we said, I think Solo Sikoa's got to be one of them. I still have LA Knight in here. I think LA Knight and Solo are going to be going at it, and then somebody's going to come out of nowhere and steal it. Um, and I don't want to say who I think is going to steal it without giving away my winner just yet. But if the moment requires me to do so, I will. I have Karrion Cross winning Money in the Bank, so I don't know what that does. What that does for? Oh shit! I don't know what that does for your mystery opponent prediction here. Uh, but yeah, I don't know. I think that this is a fantasy booking episode. If I had to pick between who I actually think is going to win, I think it's LA Knight's year. However, I think Karrion Cross. I think Karrion Cross could do it. I think he can. I think he could be a sleeper. He doesn't because he's the perfect Mr. Money in the Bank because he doesn't get a lot of TV time. He'll be in the back with the briefcase until you forget he's there. We'll get like some random ass title match on Raw. Gunther versus Jey Uso, for example. He just comes out, steals it, runs away with the World Heavyweight Championship. We don't see him for like 5 weeks. Like I don't know. I think carrying cross is a good thing, but I don't know. Does that help your does that help your little prediction here at all or no?
I mean, kind of, because this man did say he wanted to ruin wrestling. What if our special run-in was none other than John Cena?
You're still going with the John Cena inside the briefcase thing. Um,
Yes, I'm all for it.
this is the
Because if
fantasy
Brock
booking one.
Lesnar did it, he can do it.
Okay, I'll give you that one. Yeah, that would ruin wrestling. He has the briefcase. There is no chance in hell he's risking anybody taking it off. Even if he had like another match that night, what if he loses to CM Punk, cashes in his briefcase, and just wins it right back to get his 18th? Because we've kind of been talking about that a little bit too. Maybe R-Truth beats him and he just takes it off of him the next night again. He stacks up those title reigns. That'd be funny.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I am still on board with John Cena trying to win Money in the Bank because the story is just there. He could ruin wrestling. He could potentially unify both the world titles again, even though I don't really want it to happen. But like literally, genuinely, some of John Cena's best work was when he unified the WWE and the World Heavyweight Championship. What if he cashes in on Jey Uso if he is still world champion?
And then he takes both titles. Wow. Um, that one's out there, but I love it. I love it.
Yeah, that's gonna be my TikTok clip.
There you go. Yeah, I'll give it to you. I'm gonna actually make them this week because this episode I feel like is going to be a really good one. But yeah, I like that. I like that. I like the craziness we've got going on here. We got Karrion Cross. We've got John Cena. So, little rundown of our lists here. I've got Solo Sikoa, LA Knight, Penta, Karrion Cross, the winner of Money in the Bank, El Grande Americano, and Andrade. Your list is your official prediction list.
I got Solo, I got Aleister Black, I got Penta, El Grande Americano, Ludwig Kaiser, and Joe Hendry.
Joe Hendry. Okay. Okay. It's official. The predictions are in. The pick is in, as they would say in the NFL draft.
With a potential run-in from John Cena.
With a potential run-in from John Cena. Because I could totally see John Cena just coming out as a number 7 and being like, you know what? I'm here now. I'm the champ. I'm climbing the ladder. I'm taking the briefcase. And I'm taking it.
I mean, he didn't declare for Elimination Chamber.
That's true.
Why does he have to declare for Money in the Bank?
That's true. I still like the idea of him losing to CM Punk, beating him up with the briefcase and the title, and just taking it right back. That'd be funny. And the way CM Punk is booked, I could totally see that too. Just having him win, like they did it with Randy Orton, where he gets the 13-second pin or whatever. But CM Punk, he just wins and wins and wins and wins, except at WrestleMania. But I don't know. I'm an avid CM Punk. I don't want to say hater. I like CM Punk, but I don't like seeing him win, especially over guys I like more. Drew McIntyre. All right. Anything else on the men's briefcase match before we move into our last couple of matches that we also have on the card? We went through both of my matches already, or I have one more, which could also just be a wild card. So I will give you the floor here. What do you think is the next match of the night after the briefcase has been won?
I think we could possibly see another mid-card title match. I'm thinking it's gonna be Jacob Fatu versus, and this is just a throwaway because I genuinely don't know how he's gonna be feuded going into Money in the Bank. I have Jacob Fatu and Carmelo Hayes.
Okay, I like that. I think Carmelo Hayes is due for another, not title run, but a title opportunity.
Yeah, and like I said, like SmackDown's mid card is like so shot right now. I genuinely can't think of matches for SmackDown.
Yeah, there is so much going on, and I feel like if we do Punk versus John Cena, that's more of a Raw feud, just because John Cena is going back and forth. CM Punk is on Raw. Um, Mine from SmackDown was Tiffany Stratton versus Jade Cargill. To me, Money in the Bank to me is like it screams like money matches. You know, like something big, something people I guess want to see. Not that people don't want to see Jacob Fatu versus Carmelo Hayes because I'd kill somebody to see that match. I just don't think that the storyline is there for it yet. But like you said, this is such a random thing, and we still have 2 or 3 weeks before then. I guess there's still technically 3 episodes of SmackDown before then. There's 2 more episodes of Raw. So yeah, I could see something building up for the U.S. title. I have Sami Zayn versus Seth Rollins though. I think this could be their first of a couple matches, especially if they want to keep the World Heavyweight Championship busy without having Seth Rollins there. Um, Obviously, they have this match coming up at Saturday night's. I still can't say Saturday from last week. Saturday night's main event. Um, they have that match with CM Punk and Sami Zayn. We both think CM Punk is going after John Cena. So I don't know. It was like you said. It was just kind of a throwaway for me. I don't know. I don't know. They could put anything here, really.
I was gonna say I also have another match that I feel like would probably be better than Jacob Fatu and Carmelo Hayes
Spit it.
for the tag team titles. Street Profits and Fraxium.
You know, I didn't even think about the tag teams. I did a little bit, um, and I wanted to bring this up. If they were going to do a tag team title match, I think that they were going to do it for a Raw tag team, just because. And I saw this. Okay, so I watched a YouTube video that was talking about this. The reason we're not getting the SmackDown tag titles defended on PLEs for as much as they deserve it more than any other title, any other mid card title does right now. I think it's just because SmackDown is so long and the tag team division is like the best thing consistently on SmackDown every single week that in order to keep people's attention, they just have to keep defending these titles on there. Like for Axiom, I believe they announced it on SmackDown. For Axiom has a tag team title match next week on SmackDown. And like, yeah, they could totally come back to it for Money in the Bank. I wouldn't be opposed to having a tag team match on here just because I feel like most PLEs do at this point, whether it's all main eventers or an actual tag team title match. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I just had the Raw ones just because they don't get defended anywhere, and like maybe Judgment Day just won on Raw. You can have them go. I don't want to see Judgment Day as the World Tag Champions again, but maybe they could go after it. I don't know. I don't know. I'd much rather see the SmackDown Tag Titles though.
See, that's the issue with Raw. Besides like New Day and Viking Raiders, I genuinely couldn't tell you what other tag teams there are. I mean, Theory and Waller, they're basically about to combust soon.
Yeah.
Like,
My prediction from last week of that happening at Wilkes-Barre died in front of my eyes on Monday. Like I said, like we predicted that my prediction was gonna blow up in front of me, so it kind of did.
yeah, no, but it's like the Raw tag team division just isn't entertaining as it like used to be.
Yeah,
And I feel like that was the result of honestly just splitting the tag team titles.
yeah. It's like the tag division is so big but so small at the same time. Like it's big enough on SmackDown to where they'll have 2 or 3 tag matches every night and they're all bangers and everybody wants to see them. But then on Raw, you got to put together teams like AJ Styles and Penta to go like to work together, which I thought Penta and AJ Styles were a great team. You know, they had the matching gear and everything. I like that spot where they jumped over the rope at the exact same time and like crushed the Judgment Day. I'm surprised they didn't win that match. I think I said that a little earlier, but yeah, Raw's tag team division is being resorted to Sami Zayn and CM Punk versus Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker, which is I don't want to call it unfortunate, but I guess it kind of is. I just have no interest in any of the tag teams right now, even New Day to an extent.
Well, that's what I mean because I feel like they're trying to make, and I think I mentioned this a week or two ago. I don't remember. I feel like they're trying to push like the New Day to be like the logical like heels. It just isn't working.
Yeah, it's really not. It kind of did. It did for me at first when they first turned on Biggie, but since then, there's just been nothing. There's no like feuds going on. Like on SmackDown, we get like backstage segments between like DIY will attack Firaxium for being the new guys, and then they'll have a match next week, and people will care about it because DIY is really good and Firaxium's really good. Like no tag team on I almost said on SmackDown. No tag team on Raw right now is like that super entertaining tag team, which is why at first I kind of wanted Firaxium to be on Raw just to give them something. Um, However, through the power of hindsight, I am really glad they're on SmackDown now. They're such a good fit over there. They put on such good matches so far. Um, but yeah, I don't know. It's like there's just nothing interesting going on in the Raw tag division. I like the Creed brothers. They're cool, but like they just don't have any feuds or anything going on. It's just them saying like we want these meaningless titles. Like if your titles feel meaningless, your division's going to feel meaningless. And right now, like I can't even remember the last time the New Day had an actual match. I think it was at WrestleMania. Like the Street Profits are on TV every week having matches for the titles and
Yeah.
not for them. And they're awesome.
Yeah, and also I think I've pointed this out before. I just can't take the New Day seriously with how they look now. Especially like
The Kofi
Xavier
Kingston mustache.
Woods. Xavier Woods, whatever he's doing with his hair, no mustache Kofi is still like it's still like a I don't know, sleep paralysis demon to me. Like
Yeah.
it like that I can't take him seriously without his mustache.
He does look fucking weird.
Like
That's
who told him that was a good idea?
certainly not me. Yeah.
Yeah, like it was such a bad judgment call to whoever made that.
Yeah. I just I completely agree though. There's like New Day's boring. The War Raiders are boring. Even when they won the titles, like when they came back, they were just nothing burger, you know? Um New Catch Republic is nowhere to be found. I thought New Catch Republic making their re-debut, I thought that would have really helped the tag division just because they're more interesting than anything else going on there right now, and they're not on TV, so that's a problem. They got to fix that. I just don't understand how they can fix it so well over on SmackDown because not too long ago SmackDown was in the exact same situation where nobody fucking cared. Um, but I don't know why they can't just repeat the process, like do something,
I
you know?
think I think for SmackDown it really helped because they brought in like a big name tag team. Like granted you already had like Street Profits, Los Garza, like you had those teams already solidified, but like when they brought in Motor City Machine Guns and then they ended up calling up Fraxium, I think that just completely solidified that division.
Yeah, because that's really what the turning point was the Motor City Machine Guns coming out, winning the tag titles immediately. Um, that did really help out the division. So I think the Lucha Bros are the solution. For as much as I don't want to see Penta's solo run end just yet, I think the Lucha Bros coming in on Raw and just taking over would be great. Going on a nice long championship run. I just don't think they're ready to do the or do away with the Penta solo run yet. Maybe that'll be after El Grande.
Yeah, I feel like it might end after Money in the Bank because I feel like Penta is already being involved in way too many feuds where like he is gonna be outnumbered anyway. He's already being outnumbered by Judgment Day. He's already being outnumbered by American Made. At this rate, I feel like it's time to bring in Ray Phoenix onto Raw, and I feel like it's gonna happen with the draft situation, whatever the hell they're doing.
Yeah, because Ray Phoenix right now, I don't want to say hasn't been doing much, but he hasn't been booked the same way Penta was when he first came in. You know, he's not winning every match he's in. He took the pin against Solo Sikoa last week, which I thought was a weird decision. Like, why not pin Jimmy Uso? Jimmy Uso's doing nothing right now. he's been taking pins for however long. Like, what did Jimmy Uso gain from not being pinned that Ray Phoenix would have gained? Like, I don't get that decision at all.
I couldn't tell you. I also love the fact that we were also told that Jimmy Uso would also be pushed to the limits, like be like at the top of the mid card, and still has not been anything.
Yeah, I think the thing to blame for that was Gunther. I think he was supposed to be like I had him competing for the U.S. title back at WrestleMania, um, but I think him having to get involved with Jey Uso and saving that feud because that's what he did. He came in and just took it over and made it so much better than it was. I feel like that kind of screwed Jimmy Uso in the long run because he disappeared from TV after that until WrestleMania or the week after. And since then, he just hasn't had much going on for him. I think they could easily bring him back to it. Like, I don't see why they
Yeah,
can't just bring him out against Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu and now JC Mateo and be like, hey, you guys screwed me over in my match last week to qualify for Money in the Bank. I'm coming for your US title now or something. Like, obviously, we talked about how the bloodline is involved in literally everything all the time. So it'd be super easy to just do a callback to that. I don't know how much people would like seeing the bloodline just come back, but I don't know.
yeah. I was gonna say I don't think people want to see a second civil war within the bloodline.
No, definitely not.
It's not even a civil war when half the people that Solo brought in aren't even related.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's not even the bloodline anymore. It's just Solo Sokoa, his cousin, and a bunch of other guys he kind of found from the Indies.
Yeah, like, I mean, granted, they all logically made sense because Solo said he was trying to build his own bloodline, and I guess if you're trying to make your own bloodline, I guess you don't really need family at that point, according to Solo. But it's like everyone was so used to like the bloodline being all literally within like all blood, and ever since Solo took over, it really didn't happen besides Jacob.
Yeah, it's kind of in the name, the bloodline.
What bloodline?
Yeah, like I don't even know. I don't even know what to call it now. I just call it the bloodline by default. It's the Timu bloodline.
Yeah, I just refer to Solo's bloodline because I really don't know what else to call this group.
Yeah, it's up in the air right now. I really like JC Mateo though. He was cool. Um, I think
Told you.
yeah, I think I said it a little bit before when we were talking about LA Knight, but we didn't get too far into it. What was his finisher called? Like the Tour of the Islands or something? That was sick.
Yep.
When he
Or
like
the islands.
yeah, that was sick. The like spinning power slam right into a standing moonsault, that was sick. He looked really good against LA Knight. Like he looked like he was supposed to beat LA Knight. Like and I think that's the route they really want to go with him too. Like building up to be this powerhouse, a strong addition to the bloodline. He's not Tangaloa. He's not going to be out here just jobbing every week. Like you can have Tamatanga lose every week. No offense to Tamatanga, but I don't know who cares that much. I don't at the moment. Yeah, 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 yeah.
And I love the fact that JC Mateo is getting his time now. I still gotta get used to him being called that, but
Yeah, I was gonna say I wanted to ask, how do you
Jeff
feel about
Cobb
the?
might slip.
Yeah, I was gonna say, how do you feel about the name change? Do you think it was necessary, warranted, even?
I'm I mean, I don't mind it. I mean, JC Mateo is a cool name, but like for me, like having seen his stuff before WWE, I'm still probably gonna call him Jeff Cobb.
Yeah,
Um, but like I said, like Jeff Cobb's not even young. He's 42.
yeah. They called him Jeff Cobb when he debuted. So I just
Yeah,
thought I think if they initially just called him JC Mateo, at Backlash when he debuted, people wouldn't be having as much of a problem with it, because that happens all the time. People come in and they just change their names, whether it's like a copyright thing or just want to give him a new look for being a WWE superstar now. But it was a little weird.
yeah, and like given the fact, like yeah, like Solo has a different name, but like Jacob Fatu still has his name, Tama Tonga still has his name, Tonga Loa still has his name. I found it a little odd that they made the switch for JC Mateo.
Yeah, that definitely um, didn't help. Where was Jacob Fatu before he was in WWE?
MLW and like the indies for the most part.
Yeah, yeah. Maybe it's just. Oh, I guess that wouldn't apply actually because of Tamatanga and them. I was gonna say, sorry, but I was gonna say like maybe it was just because it was a bigger promotion than like just random indie promotions. They have like some contract, copyright, name right thing to them, but that would make sense because Tamatanga and Tongaloa were there too. So I don't know. I don't know what
Yeah,
the
that's
thinking
that's
was.
what I mean. Like those two got to keep their names from Japan, and then Jeff Cobb had to change his.
Infamous Tongaloa.
I mean, unless if Jeff Cobb wanted to make the change, all right, then that makes sense.
Yeah,
But like, if it was something out of the blue, I'd be like, really?
yeah. I mean, I guess we'll probably never know what happened backstage with that, unless he comes out in an interview and he was like, "Yeah, I just wanted to change it." Because obviously there was no plan to change it when he debuted. He was still Jeff Cobb at Backlash.
Yeah, let's get a CVV interview with Jeff Cobb, see what really
Yeah, for
happened.
real. We need Chris to get on that.
Ah, what a guy. I love watching his interviews.
Hey, maybe we could get Jeff Cobb on here. You know, we'll reach out with JC Mateo. That'll be the big question of the day. Why
I
did
mean,
you
to be
change your
fair,
name?
I mean, we are twins. No. But yeah, overall, I was actually really glad that like JC actually won clean, especially to a guy like LA Knight.
Yeah, like I said before, I thought it was interesting, and I didn't think that that was the route they were gonna go. However, kind of glad they did. It makes sense. Like it's not like fucking Tozawa just beat LA Knight or something. Like they want this guy to be a big bad. They want to build this faction up to be something scary because if you look at it, it is pretty scary. It's the old tribal chief Solo Sokoa, the United States champion, the Samoan werewolf Jacob Fatu, and now this new guy JC Mateo who just beat up probably SmackDown's biggest babyface. So
I'll say, just imagine this faction in full force when the Tongans come back and maybe Bronson Reed.
yeah, yeah. Do you think Bronson Reed will stay with them?
Honestly, maybe because they kind of hinted at it when he was like there for War Games.
Yeah, a little bit, and then obviously we know what happened. He should come back soon.
Destroyed his
He
ankle.
should be back soon.
Yeah.
That was like a nasty injury too. I kind of saw it when it happened. I was like, "Holy shit!" His ankle just touched like his shin. That's nasty. Maybe we shouldn't have big Bronson Reed fall from like deadly heights anymore. Because if Roman Reigns got hit with that tsunami, he actually would have broken his entire rib
Thing.
cage, and he would have got the JD McDonough treatment with the punctured lungs. Like he might have died. Like Bronson Reed. No offense to him, he is a big man. That's a lot of weight coming from a very high point. Physics tells me Roman Reigns would have died.
Yeah, I mean, and I feel like I brought this. I think I definitely brought this up last week when Jeff Cobb made his debut. I feel like because Bronson's out, Jeff Cobb was the replacement.
Yeah, he fits. He kind of fits the same role too. Maybe even better.
Yeah.
I think he's probably a little more athletic in the things he can do than Bronson Reed is. Like I don't see Bronson Reed doing standing moonsaults.
Yeah. I will say, I hope that JC does not cut promos in the WWE.
Why is are they not great?
It's not that they're not great, but so like obviously like he's Polynesian. Most Polynesians typically don't have a really deep voice. So like you probably wouldn't be able to take him seriously when he speaks.
Yeah. I have not heard his voice yet or any of his promo work. However, you have piqued my interest, and I will go look one up immediately after this. Um,
Like he doesn't deliver bad promos. It's just he has like a voice that just doesn't match his body that you wouldn't take him seriously.
yeah, that makes sense. Like he doesn't sound as scary as he looks.
Yeah.
Because he looks intimidating.
Yeah. Everything's there but voice
The
isn't.
voice.
So I hope he doesn't cut a promo. Maybe like a one-off thing, but like I hope it's not like him consistently cutting promos. Because I feel like people wouldn't take him seriously if they heard him.
Yeah, I think Solo's going to be the mouthpiece of this faction for a while. Like we said earlier, Solo sounds really good on the mic. He should be out there every week doing stuff like that.
Yeah, and I really can't fault like Jeff Cobb for like not like having like very serious promos because if you think about it, like if you're in Japan, you're giving out your promos in English. Probably about 90% of the crowd is not going to understand what the hell you're saying.
Yeah, it's like kind of what Shinsuke Nakamura has to do here. He's in a situation where not that Shinsuke can't speak English because he can, but they sound much better in Japanese. Same with Io Sky to an extent too. Like Io Sky just sounds cute. She sounds lovable. Like when she was like a heel with damage control, she was like the least scary person in that entire group. Um but yeah, yeah, I could see that that kind of thing going on.
Yeah, and I'm glad WWE like made that change for like some of the superstars, like Shinsuke and Io, instead of having them cut promos in English, cut promos in like their like native language and just have subtitles under.
Yeah, because they just sound better. Like even
Hmm.
Shinsuke Nakamura's thing last week on LA Knight and Aleister Black, like do I think he's actually gonna beat either of those two? No. But it was scary, at least. It fit his character a little bit.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we've run through everything that we had for Money in the Bank. What else went on this week that we want to touch on before we wrap it up here? We've been going for about an hour here. It's a shorter show so far, so we can fill some time in if we have anything else. Let me take a look see here. I do as I'm watching like Raw and everything, I like write down
Hmm.
everything that happened. Not like word for word, but I'll just be like, oh, oh, here's one actually that I was just about to quote from my note thing here. How about Logan Paul and Gunther's promo last night? What did you think about that? Do you think now Logan Paul actually has a chance against Jey Uso after that?
Dear God, yes. I hope Logan Paul wins this. No, I'm joking. But honestly, like for a guy that is pretty much part time, like Logan Paul can deliver a good promo.
Yeah,
Unlike some people like Ricochet.
yeah. Poor Ricochet. I hope him and his bald ass are doing all right over in AEW. I haven't kept up with him.
Miles Bourne, who is basically death covers uh better promos.
Is that the guy
Cuts
in
better
NXT?
promos. Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard him before. Um, but yeah, I think that this promo, people online had like a weird reaction to it. They were like, "Why is Gunther hyping up Logan Paul? Logan Paul is such a scumbag piece of trash who shouldn't be in the WWE." I don't know what people like what goes through their head when they say Logan Paul should not be in the WWE. Logan Paul is like such a good WWE superstar. If you're hating on him like this, this is exactly what they want you to think. Like they want you to think he sucks because when he gets back in the ring or when he gets a microphone in his hand, he doesn't suck. And you just keep saying it online, but not you, but like you know what I mean. Uh,
Yeah.
like he wants you to say he sucks. You're just playing into the gimmick here, you know. And
Hmm.
it's by hating on Logan Paul, it is further solidifying the fact that Logan Paul belongs in the WWE. And Gunther's promo on him was a little bit of like a tweener promo. Like both of his things, like when he was talking to Seth Rollins and everything too, later on in the night, it was like Gunther kind of seemed like the good guy here. A little weird.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think we've hit the point where like Gunther is a tweener now, which is a little odd because I feel like he's just never been a face in his entire wrestling career because he's always been such like a good natural heel that it just fits perfect for his characters. But yeah, like we saw hints of it at Backlash when he basically gave Pat McAfee his flowers, but it was like it's a little odd seeing Gunther in like a positive limelight.
Yeah, because I feel like he's now returning to. He's no longer Crash Out Gunther. He's kind of just like, all right, I'm here. I got a good, entertaining win over Pat McAfee. I settled that beef. I'm back competing for my World Heavyweight Championship. He's just here to win titles and win matches and be a wrestler. He doesn't care who he's going up against. If it's a babyface, he'll be the heel. If it's an even bigger heel like Logan Paul, he'll be the face. I could root for Gunther. I like Gunther.
Yeah.
I don't want to call him one of those justified heels that we've been talking about in recent weeks. He kind of is, but he's also not entirely a heel. He's just here to do what he wants to do, and that's kind of what he was talking about in his promo. He was like, Logan, I'll give you credit. You are a great businessman. You can probably teach me a lot about social media and marketing, but I'm still gonna kick your ass because I'm here to kick ass, and this means something to me, and it doesn't mean anything to you. So that's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah, I will say this was actually a really good like promo between these two. I'm just now very intrigued what the hell is going to happen in Arizona because Gunther keeps like hyping it up, and I'm like, what's supposed to happen in Arizona that we don't know about?
Yeah, I think it's got to be the cash in. Like it has to be because like we were saying a little bit before in previous weeks, the world heavyweight title seems like that one that could kind of just be passed around. Like in old days when we'd have those short title runs, people would get a couple of runs with the world heavyweight championship. It's almost like it's almost like when like Edge was winning the world heavyweight championship, like stuff like that. Like it was like they're giving new people opportunities to become these big stars for the company. Like the world heavyweight championship is like it's not like a mid card title, but it's just the second main event. It's like the trial run main event title. Like Jey Uso has it right now. It was Gunther's first major title in the WWE. Damian Priest was holding it. Uh, I'd say that Drew McIntyre and Seth Rollins deserve it. Like a big, meaningful title run with it. But yeah, it's almost like that, just like a trial run. Anybody could hold the World Heavyweight Championship, and that's why I think Karrion Kross will win Money in the Bank. Give him his trial run, even if it's 2 weeks long. Even if Gunther comes right back for him and beats him, if Seth Rollins comes out for it, beats him in like a month, just let him have it. People will love it.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna look at a time where hopefully carrying cross. In hindsight, well, not hindsight, hasn't even happened yet. Foreshadowing. Let's just hope that Karrion Cross does win a world heavyweight title, and who knows, we might see Karrion Cross become the new Roman Reigns.
Yeah, you
Anything can
never know.
happen now.
You never know. You really don't. Because you don't in the WWE, I don't think you have to be the most athletic in-ring superstar of all time in order to be a meaningful champion. John Cena right now um isn't spectacular in the ring, but he's John Cena. So if you could build up your character to that level, it just makes you a credible champion. Like you don't have to do 50 fucking 450 splashes in a match to get people to like you. Um that's just not how it is. And I think people already like Karrion Kross for what he's done. Put a microphone in his hand, put him in the damn ring, and just let him be him. Let people like him. Right now he's just stuck with backstage segments where half the time he doesn't even say anything. He just looks at Sami Zayn all funny and gets a huge pop. Or it's commercial break stuff that I don't get to see and I'm pissed off about. But that's a whole other issue.
Or stuff on Twitter.
Or stuff on Twitter. His Twitter stuff is awesome. It's great.
Yeah, they need to strap that rocket onto him and shoot him to the moon like now.
Yeah. I could kind of see it. I think we've said this too in previous weeks. I could see it taking a while, like if he doesn't win Money in the Bank, because Jey Uso, if you think about it, took a while. He got the Yeet thing going after the tag title run with Cody Rhodes, in his drunken uh, press conference. People liked him a lot more after that. Yeah, the that was hilarious. I think about that all the time. I watch that sometimes still, but that's where the Jey Uso train got started, and now it's what, a year or two later, and now he's world heavyweight champion. So we just got to start getting him on TV, man. Get him out there. Damn it.
To the exec that's watching, let's please listen to us this one time.
Yeah, we've had 2 Karrion Kross rants this day. 2.
Yep.
I could have a third if you give me like half an hour, but
Oh, I was gonna give you a third right now if
oh,
you
yeah, here we go.
if you really wanted
Oh
it.
no, I'm up for it. I'm up for it.
Fucking Tyrese Halliburton got more TV time than him.
Yep. Yep. I completely forgot about that. I hinted at it earlier in the episode. But like, what? Like, who cares? Like, not everybody who watches WWE is an NBA fan. Not everybody who watches the WWE plays the WWE video game. For example, I don't watch the NBA and I don't play the video game. I don't care if Tyrese Halliburton is in the WWE video game. That should have been a social media post. That should have been on Instagram. That should have been on Twitter. Karrion Kross should have had something here. Like, I don't get it. I don't understand. People want to see him. Let us see him. And sure, maybe it's just we want to see him so bad that when we finally see him in 5 months from now, when they decide to give him more than 2 seconds on TV, it'll be that much more special. But the time is now, as John Cena would say. Put him on my damn screen.
Yeah, and for me that like watches like the NBA, I was like, I really don't give a crap about Tyrese Halliburton and him being in the game. And honestly, I'm gonna deliver my best Shannon Sharp impression. This might go wrong. Who knows? This might even be a TikTok clip. Pacers run, ain't no fun. Season done. I got Knicks in 5.
There you go. I don't follow basketball, so sure, Knicks in 5. I'll give it to you. I know the Knicks are like historically really bad. Isn't that true? I don't know.
Hey, I mean, they've been on a hot run. I mean, we got Nova Knicks basically. I mean, the Knicks have it all going for them. I mean, the Pope from Villanova, Nova Knicks.
That's true. I'm more of a hockey fan. You can tell from my sweatshirt here. Vegas just got eliminated from the Stanley Cup playoffs. So yeah, I'm like moving on to baseball, I guess. I don't watch too much baseball, or I haven't in previous years, but now I'm kind of getting into it, just because I don't know. I just don't. I
Baseball's
don't know.
been
Basketball's just never been my thing.
baseball's been rough for me this season already. Damn you, Baltimore
What are you? Are you a Yankees fan? You said
Orioles.
Orioles. Oh, geez. Okay. I know they stink, don't they?
Yeah, I don't know what happened. We won 100 games last year. What the hell happened to us?
Well, I'm a Mets fan, so
Soto.
yeah, the king of inconsistency.
I mean, I will say, like, I am like into hockey, but like, I didn't really get into hockey. Like, actually started watching it until probably like a couple years ago. Probably, like, I had a team. My team's the LA Kings.
Oh yeah.
But then again, it's like, I will say, none of my sports teams have like correlation besides like basketball.
Oh yeah. Me
Like,
either. Me either. Mine are all over the place.
like people look at me funny when I tell them my favorite teams. You know, let's take a break from the wrestling for a minute.
Yeah.
Let's just break down some teams for. All right, we'll go what NFL?
Yeah. I am a Green Bay Packers fan.
Oh fuck you!
What are you? Tell me you're a Bears fan.
No, I'm a Lions fan.
Oh geez. Oh geez. Honestly, I respect that. You've suffered enough throughout your
I'm pretty
days.
sure you've seen me at like the bars at some point in a Lions
I probably
jersey.
have. I probably have. Um, yeah, I respect that though. My I have relatives who are Lions fans, and
Yeah,
you know,
so much suffering.
the time is now. You know, Green Bay's had the spotlight for quite a few years. We're still not even completely out of it, but we'll give you that. You've spent enough time at the bottom of the division. By enough
I
time,
mean,
I mean like 25, 25 years or something.
hey, I'm just saying. At least we both agree that the Vikings and Bears can kick rocks.
Oh yeah, I hate the Vikings. I hate the Bears. My least favorite football team is the Pittsburgh Steelers. I hate them more than any team ever.
Hey, hell
I
yeah!
I despise the Steelers. I hate them so much. Uh, this is for all the Steelers fans out there. Quit living in the past. 6 rings for what? Be 8-8. Get over yourselves. I hate them. Insufferable. And my girlfriend's a
I
Steelers
mean,
fan. I hate them.
I mean, like to be fair though, like I'm like one of those guys where like I hate like every Pennsylvania.
Yeah, I'm not the biggest Eagles fan either. I like them more than the Steelers, but
Yeah, Eagles can kick rocks too.
yeah. I hate the Cowboys. Hate the Steelers. Despise the Steelers. I hate the Steelers more than I hate the Bears. Like I said, that's coming from a Packers fan. I have so many friends who are Steelers fans. Oh, Mike Tomlin, he's the GOAT. He's the GOAT. Never had a losing season. Yeah, we've been 8-8 for like forever. Get
Hey,
over
I'm
yourselves.
just saying, I'm just saying we could clip this, and the fact that we are like strictly wrestling content for the most part. Could you imagine if this becomes like our most viewed clip?
Yeah, that'd be funny. I would have no problem just shitting on Steelers fans on social media though. I do it all the
Yeah,
time. I'll see like Steelers posts and I'll get in the comment section. I hate them.
yeah, no, like
I hate
that's
them.
how I am with like Philly fans. Like, you know how weird it is for me living in Philly, just walking in like my like obnoxious jersey collection that I own.
Yeah,
Like it's actually like insane.
yeah. Um, it's gonna be an interesting transition. But anything more on our favorite NFL teams before we move into our next major sports league here?
Lions Super Bowl calling it right now.
I had them last year. I
Oh,
root for the
trust me. So
Lions. I don't really care that I'm a Packers fan. I rooted for the Lions. I did.
I was gonna say
They're
like
fun to
and like
watch.
yeah, I will say it just God, our season, this our schedule is like so rough.
Yeah. I didn't actually see I didn't see the schedules yet. I know they just released. I saw the Did you see the Chargers video
The
that they did, the
Minecraft.
Minecraft one? That was
Yeah.
funny. They always do
The
something funny.
Chargers always have like a good schedule release.
Yeah,
Like
props to their
shout out to
social
their
media
media
team.
team.
Yeah. They had the anime one a year or two ago. That was really good. Uh
Yep.
yeah,
But like the Chargers one, they can take jabs at people, and like unless if you're like a diehard fan, like you'll notice it.
yeah. Yeah, I watched like an in-depth thing about it was like the one against the Giants, the schedule release. There was a bunch of like references in there. I can't name them off the top of my head, but
It's a Saquon Barkley.
oh yeah, the Saquon Barkley ghost. That was the big one. There were a couple more like little things though.
where where were we with? Oh, Tyrese Halliburton.
Yeah, Tyrese Halliburton and fucking carrying Cross. I had one final thought on Tyrese Halliburton. Now I don't play the WWE 2K video game.
Mhm.
However, if Tyrese Halliburton has a higher overall in the game than Karrion Cross, I will riot.
I mean, to be fair, I'm pretty sure Logan Paul does.
Yeah, but that at least makes sense. He's at least a wrestler. Like they give he's a wrestler that gets on TV, but they give these like what do you call them? Like DLC characters such high ratings. And they've never wrestled before. Like Pat McAfee is like a high overall. No offense to Pat, I know he's at least been in the ring. Tyrese Halliburton has not. But if Tyrese Halliburton is like an 85 and Karrion Kross is like a 79, like what is going on there? I will buy the game just to beat up Tyrese Halliburton with Karrion Kross.
You know what? Since we're talking about ratings, I'm about to search this up right now.
Yeah, go for it. Because I don't know if the actual rating for Tyrese Halliburton is out, but I watched Santi Zap's video a little while ago, um, ranking how accurate some of the overalls were, and a couple of them were a little weird. Like AOP's in the game, and like one of
Mhm.
them is way better than the other one, and they're both better than Karrion Kross. And it's like, I don't get it.
I hate to tell you this, but there is potential for Halliburton to be a higher overall.
What is Karrion Kross? He's probably like a 76. That's my guess.
81.
Oh, okay. That's respectable.
It's respectable, but like an 81?
Yeah.
Come on. Like, hold on. I want to see, like, because, like, out of the brief, like, list that's showing me, like, he has the same overall as Ive, Carmelo Hayes, Braun Strowman. Yeah, that's like some of the few names that are popping out right now.
Yeah.
Because this article just doesn't want to load.
Yeah. He better be better than Tyrese Halliburton, though. But the other thing is, nobody would buy the DLC if the DLC characters weren't good. So Tyrese Halliburton's probably gonna be like a 90 or some shit, something stupid. He's probably gonna be better than like AJ Styles. AJ Styles is in 89, I believe, 88 or 89, something like that. So
Lower.
is he really 85?
AJ's AJ's an 85.
Oh my god, that's diabolical, dude.
Okay,
That's
so
disrespectful.
all right, well, we'll go off on another tangent since I basically have the ratings up. Roman and Cody are tied at 96 for the top overall.
Okay, that makes sense at least.
I'm not including like different year characters because you know how like they have like different like characters for like certain years.
Yeah, like 2012 John Cena is probably like a 99 or some shit.
2012 is tied with 96.
Oh yeah,
The
there you
highest
go.
overall is Roman from 2022.
Okay,
um, Seth Rollins is the lone guy at 93.
that's respectable. He looks like
Orton,
93.
Orton, Gunther, and Punk are tied at 92.
I agree with that.
McIntyre's at a 91.
Yeah, I like that. That's okay.
Demon Finn Balor is at a 90.
Demon Finn Balor shouldn't be in the game. He's dead. Edge killed him.
Um, Logan Paul and Jey Uso are tied at 90.
I'm glad Jey Uso's got a high overall.
Solo and LA are both at 88.
I don't know if Solo Sikoa should be an 88 overall. I don't agree with that,
Oh,
but
you're
I'll give it to
you're
him.
gonna hate you're gonna hate what I have to say for the 87s then.
Oh God.
Braun Breaker, Jacob Fatu, Kevin Owens, Finn Balor, Shinsuke Nakamura.
What? Shinsuke? Shinsuke hasn't been on TV in months. 87?
This is what I'm looking at. I don't know if like this is official or not because I'm reading off the Times of India. I don't know how accurate this
Well,
is, but if this is accurate,
yeah, I was gonna say
this is criminal.
in the video I watched, some of them were absolutely ridiculous. Shinsuke Nakamura is not an 87 overall. Maybe in New Japan he was an 87 overall. Maybe in NXT he was an 87 overall. But Shinsuke Nakamura today is not an 87 overall. I don't think Solo Sikoa is that. Okay, maybe you could get away with it for Solo because he was the tribal
Okay,
chief.
but but like if Shinsuke is an 87, wanna hear like the like the bigger names that Shinsuke is higher than?
Yeah.
Shinsuke is higher than Sheamus,
Oh my God.
higher than Sami Zayn, higher than Damian Priest, higher than AJ Styles, as I'm looking at this, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander just won the NBA MVP. Congratulations.
Oh, cool.
um, Shinsuke is higher than Dominic Mysterio.
Oh my god, that's diabolical.
Dominic's an 84, apparently.
I mean, go going off of like last year, because I'm imagining that's when they set the ratings. Okay,
Mm.
maybe Dominic is an 84, but still, Shinsuke is not an 87. That's one of the best characters in the game. That's like a top 15 character. And
Oh man,
WWE games have like over 100 of them. Like there are so many people in WWE games. I remember like the old ones on the Wii used to have like the Smash Bros character select screen. I don't think they do that anymore. But there would be so many. Uh
oh my god,
Shinsuke should not be that high.
I'm
No
scrolling
disrespect
through
to
a list.
Shinsuke.
I'm scrolling through this list. If I gave you more names, you might like crash out again.
Yeah, I'm gonna like, dude. Tell me Travis Scott's not on there.
Oh, thank God he's not.
Okay, good. I would actually, I would actually crash out if Travis Scott was not only a high overall, but in the game at all.
I'll give you two more names because these are the ones that are standing out to me as like, how is Shinsuke higher than these two? Shinsuke is higher than Chad Gable
Nah.
by 7.
Oh my god, that's disrespectful.
Yeah, Chad Gable is apparently an 80 overall. He is higher than Montez Ford.
Oh no way.
Montez, apparently, I don't know if this is accurate or not, isn't even an 80.
What is he? 79?
78.
Oh my god, that's so bad.
Like, I don't know if these like are accurate or not, but like seeing some of this is like actually insane. Yeah, Shinsuke's higher than Jade Cargill.
Yeah, no, no, no.
I'll say don't get me started with the women.
I think you could actually do like women's versus men's matches in this one too. So you could
Yep.
go like Jade Cargill versus Shinsuke Nakamura. That's
Oh my god.
diabolical. Who sets those ratings? It's definitely somebody at 2K.
I want to see who the lowest overall is for the men's side. Oh, that's
Is it
not
Tozawa?
surprising at all.
Is it Tozawa?
Tozawa's technically second to last.
Oh.
He has a two-way tie with 68 with Joaquin Wild.
Oh. You know what's crazy?
Asante
Is
the Adonis is the lowest.
Oh Jesus.
62.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Game ratings, I tell
Yeah.
you.
That's disgusting. I mean, okay, I'll believe Tozawa's. Tozawa's gonna get killed next week too. Against Rusev.
Rusev.
Rusev Day. He still gets Rusev Day chance.
As he should.
Yeah, I think that's hilarious.
What a podcast has turned into.
This has been a wild one, man. Money in the Bank predictions into disrespecting the Pittsburgh Steelers into shitting on the video game ratings. That's fine. That's what we're here for. I didn't really have any topics past Money in the Bank anyway, so we're filling in the time here.
I was gonna say there wasn't really like much to go off of, especially on Raw and SmackDown. I will say Tiffany Stratton versus Nia Jax might be like one of the best women's matches of the year.
Oh yeah, that was great. We could get into that one. I really liked it. I thought it was really good. I thought it was a great conclusion to their feud too.
Hmm. And the way Nia got busted open,
Oh my god, that was awesome.
like
I mean, not
she
for her, but
took that chair shot.
that was right to the face. Um, did you see the spots where like Tiffany Stratton fell off the top ropes like onto the floor? Like that looked bad too. She looked like she was genuinely hurt at times in the ring.
Yeah, and I think it's really just I can't really fault her at that because she is technically like still new to the thing. So it's like I think she's like technically like 3 or 4 years out at this point, but still like compared to like the other people that she's going against, like she is still technically a rookie, even though she really isn't.
Yeah, it's like her first. I think she's going into year number 2 now. At Money in the Bank, pretty much. That's kind of where her whole thing started. I mean, I guess it technically started at Elimination Chamber or the Royal Rumble, but her first big accomplishment was Money in the Bank,
Hmm.
and then since then she's been a main eventer, and probably will be for years to come. What do you think after Tiffany Stratton's title run? Because I think she's gonna lose it soon, whether it's at Money in the Bank she gets cashed in on, um, maybe she loses to. I'm gonna stick with my prediction. No matter what happens next, I think like no matter when it happens, I think Jade Cargill versus Tiffany Stratton is next with a Naomi cash in. I'm gonna stick with that prediction because I think that was probably the smartest thing out of any of my predictions I said so far on this show today. Um, so I think her title reign is gonna end soon. What do you think is next for Tiffany Stratton after her title is gone? Because I have a little bit of an idea.
I have an idea, but I also want to be fact checked on this. When Tiffany and Naomi, I mean, when Tiffany and Nia were together, were they? Did they ever get the women's tag team gold?
No, I don't think so. I think they competed
Okay,
for it,
well,
but I don't think they won it.
if they didn't win it, then that kind of fluctuates what I was gonna say, but it's what it is now. I was gonna say because if they were women's tag team champions at one point, this is how you know we don't care about the division anymore.
Yeah.
um, I was gonna say she could probably go after the U.S. title and get that triple crown.
Okay. I could see that actually. I was gonna have her going after. Now, hear me out. Charlotte Flair again.
Oh Jesus!
Run it back, but good this time because now it's a different dynamic. It's not champion versus greatest of all time. Now they're both at the bottom of the mountain. You know, we've had people telling Charlotte in recent weeks, get to the back of the line. If Tiffany loses, she will now be the back of the line with only like Charlotte ahead of her one step. And then, of course, there's everybody else that's ahead of Charlotte. But now they're both at the back of the line. They got to reclimb that mountain. Maybe they could run it back and have an actual good match this time. Because we all know that Tiffany Stratton versus Charlotte Flair had potential at WrestleMania. Did it deliver? Fuck no. But the potential was there. So if they want to revisit it, I think it is there. Will they do it though? Based on how it went last time? Probably not. But it's okay because this is the fantasy booking special.
I was just like I could see where you're going at, but like just the way like everything unfolded with that first run, I can't really see this happening again. I mean, especially like the way like they both handled it wasn't great, especially Charlotte.
Yeah.
Like just sandbagging, going personal with promos, like that just wasn't it.
Yeah. Charlotte was literally like making fun of her squeaky voice. It's like this is literally
Yeah,
middle
like
school shit. It was bad. That's why I wanted them to do it good, but I think you're probably right. They're probably not going to run it back. The US title is probably a much better option. Maybe they run it back for the US title. Like in
uh,
competition for that one.
I mean, I don't mind that either. The issue is Charlotte's a Flair. I don't think she's gonna want to go after a mid card title.
Yeah, that's true. I think the only reason that she would is to get that Grand Slam champion thing down. Because now, if she retires without having won any of these, she'll retire not a Grand Slam champion. Which, like, I don't know, The Miz is a Grand Slam champion. Um, isn't? Oh, never mind. I was going to say, is Shinsuke Nakamura a Grand Slam champion, but he never won the big one. Um, there's
But
some
she
like,
should have.
yeah, he should have. But there's like some random ass people who are Grand Slam champions. Um, yeah, I don't see
The
her
Miz doing
retiring.
it twice.
Yeah, I don't see. Yeah, the Miz twice. I don't see her not at least trying for it. That would give something more for those for the mid card titles to do, especially with all this younger talent now coming up. Um, have the older people go down for those Like Becky Lynch is going for the IC title right now. Not that they're old, but they've been around. You know what I mean?
Okay, so as you were talking about this, more fantasy booking, I feel like is an even better idea to yours, no offense.
Oh yeah, here we go.
Tiffany Stratton, Chelsea Green.
Battle of the Blondes. Oh wait, Chelsea Green's not a blonde. Uh,
Well, not even. What if
she
what
acts
if
like a
they're
blonde.
aligned?
Like a tag team. Oh my god. I could see it. There's been some random little tag teams that have popped up like that. They have a similar kind of vibe to them, you know, like the pretty girl thing. Like I think of like for some reason when you said that, what popped into my head was Team RK Bro. Just like a random little tag team that will somehow work. I do actually think that that would work.
I'm just saying, if we get like Tiffany Stratton, Chelsea Green, we got the Secret Harvest there. It's there.
That's a power faction right there.
And
It'd
they
be
could
like the bad
actually
bitches
like
or something.
and they could like reboot the tag team titles.
Yeah, you could put like even if you put like the tag titles on the Secret Harvest, gave Chelsea a mid card title, had Tiffany go after the WWE Women's title, that could be like a power all women's faction. We haven't had a all women's faction in a while now, since Damage Control has been gone, and PFC, whatever the hell that was.
Jesus.
I don't think we ever got the chance to talk about PFC on this podcast because it died faster than it came
Thank
to
God
be.
we didn't.
It was so boring. Pure Fusion Collective. What does that even mean? that that like
It
that like
was
that's like
who was
Viking
in it?
experience. Sonya
It
Deville,
was Deville,
Shayna Baszler, Zoe Stark.
Baszler's. Jeez, they
Tip
couldn't think of a better name.
Pure Fusion Collective. What does that mean? What is a Pure Fusion Collective? That to me that
uh,
screams Viking experience.
Jesus, the Viking
The Viking
experience.
experience. That's like a Vince name right there. I don't get it.
Yeah, but Vince also loved big sweaty men.
That's true. He also liked. Never mind. I almost made a bad joke.
Don't gotta go there.
That one would have went down the shitter, if you know what I mean.
Or it would have been a viral clip.
Um. Anyway, PFC's boring as fuck. I have no
Yeah.
problem with them all being gone. Uh, like Sonya Deville just got released. Shayna Baszler just got released. I fear that Zoe Stark will be next now with her injury. Unfortunately, I don't think she's very over at all. She gets no reaction when she comes out. She gets the commercial break entrance. I don't know. Not looking good for her. This is her like second or third major knee injury too. Charlotte Flair, who just had a knee injury, was out for like a year and a half. Look at like Asuka. Asuka had a knee injury, I think. I don't know where she's been. Was she
Oh,
who had a knee injury, or did she gave Charlotte Flair the knee injury?
I think she gave Charlotte the
Yeah.
injury. I don't
Okay.
know what Asuka's injury is.
Yeah, I don't know what her injury is either, actually. So that's why we need a fact checker.
Google.
Yeah, we need a fact checker. We need like Joe Rogan has. We need a Jamie. Jamie, look that up.
Could that potentially be like your girlfriend if she ever pays attention to whatever she's watching?
Uh, maybe. She does this thing though, and I'm glad she doesn't listen to the full episodes of the podcast all the time, especially towards the end. She does this thing where she'll have to show me a picture. She'll be like, "Oh, remember when this thing happened?" And I'll be like, "No." She goes, "Okay, I have a picture," and then she'll go on her phone. She will look for this picture for like 45 minutes to the point where I have forgotten already because I have a very short attention span. So she will look for this picture for like 45 minutes. I'll forget what she's looking for, and I'll be like, "What are you doing on your phone? Like, we're watching Monday Night Raw. Like, come over here, pay attention to like me and the show or something." She's like, "No, wait, I found it." I'm like, "Found what?" And then she'll show me, and I'm like, "Dude, I." And it'll be like the most like minor thing too. Like it'll be like, remember the ice cream cone I got with all the it had way too many sprinkles on it? And I'll be like, no. And she'll be like, all right, I'm going to find the picture. I'm like, okay. And then I just sit there and I wait. Love her to
So
death,
it
but
looks like Asuka was the one with the knee injury,
okay. So
and
they both had knee injuries.
reportedly she should actually be back sometime in the next few months.
Yeah. Yeah, I kind of I could
I
believe
mean,
that.
in this article, it says she's expected to return at some point this month,
Oh, okay.
but we are already on the 21st. I don't know how likely that's going to be, unless if she's a surprise qualifier for the Money in the Bank.
Yeah, that's true because like we were saying before, Monday Night Raw, they haven't even announced who's in the matches for the men. Anyway, they could do something similar with the women. Kyrie
I'm
Sane
sorry,
just came
it's
back.
like it's it is like raining right now, and all I can hear from outside is an ice cream truck.
That's funny.
That's Philly for you, man.
Yeah. I don't even know if it's still raining here. I can't really tell. My window's like right there, but I have it like the blinds shut because the sun comes
Mhm.
in and then the lighting's all weird and my camera's already really bad if you couldn't tell. So I need to get a new camera.
Man,
I just got all
it
my
is what
grad
it
money.
is.
I got all my grad money, so. Oh yeah,
Hell
this is our
yeah.
first episode as a college graduate too. Forgot about that.
Whoa. We're fully grads, even though I'm in grad school.
Yeah, we got the
Should be done in the
1% in.
fall, so.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Ceremony was boring as hell. It was so boring. It was like 4 hours long. There were so many people graduating. I hadn't seen half of them in my entire life.
That's how
Half
I
were
was at my graduation.
half was an understatement. It was more like 90%. I knew like 6 people that graduated out of like 400. I made a new friend, the guy who was sitting next to me. Shout out to Jack. I forget his last name, but we met in line. I turned around and I was like, dude, they better have some Subway Surfers or something, or some Minecraft parkour up on the big screen or something for us. And then we were just talking the whole time. He was playing like he was playing Heyday on his phone, and I was like watching him. I was like, dude, what are you doing? He's like, I'm collecting my fucking carrots right now. This is boring. Shout out to Jack, who I will most likely never see again, but cool dude.
That's how like my graduation was. I don't remember how many people, but like, so like for Kings, like we would always like it's always like in order by majors, and I was a business major, so like I'm like towards like the very back, waiting and watching everyone
Yeah,
get up on stage.
it was weird because ours was kind of like that, but for some reason everything fell under either an art or a science. So they didn't announce like what the actual major was. They were like, we're gonna be doing the College of Arts and Sciences nursing department. Like nursing was a special one because there was a ton of them. They did
Hmm.
all of those, and then they'd be like, "Now we're in the sciences department," and then they'd go through those, and they'd be like, "Now we're doing the arts," and then we do the arts, and then it would go, "Now we're doing the arts and sciences," and I was like, "Well, what counts as what?" You know, like it would read it underneath your name when you walked up to get your diploma, but they wouldn't say it out loud. So I didn't understand how the actual grouping worked or what anybody was doing because I wasn't watching either. I was sitting there playing Clash Royale and scrolling TikTok, but which is awful, but whatever. My own graduation, I can't even pay attention. Too bad. It was boring as hell. Everyone agreed.
Hmm. Yeah, but what a time to be alive as a graduate, right?
Yeah, I've got like nothing to do now. I just heard that ice cream truck.
Yeah, I told you. I'm pretty sure it's like right outside my crib. So
Yeah, it probably is. I heard it a little bit.
yeah, I mean it's obvious.
Yeah. Oh yeah, there it is. That's like when my dog barks too. It's like the little
Hmm.
we get the special appearances. I wish Karrion Cross would make a special appearance on Monday Night Raw, but we've already had 3 rants on him today.
I mean, it is what it is.
Oh well. Is there anything else we want to cover from the actual WWE this week before we start to wrap it up?
Um, how do we feel about Roxanne Perez and Judgment Day? Since we brought it up earlier.
Oh, low key, I kind of like it. I don't have a problem with it. I feel like this is Finn Balor finally getting back at Dom because this is the same thing that happened with Dominic Mysterio and Liv Morgan now, but like the roles are kind of reversed. Like Finn Balor is like passive aggressively pissed off at Dominic Mysterio, so he's like, "Oh, let's we've been saying we need a new member, right? Well, here's Roxanne, she'll be around. She's not a new member, but she'll be there to help us because we need help from time to time again," which is exactly what happened with Liv Morgan. And now we know what happened after that. So I think either he's doing it to get at Dom, like we need a new member, or he's doing it to get Dom to turn on Liv Morgan and he's trying to blow up the Judgment Day from inside.
Maybe, but this has been like stemming for a few weeks, ever since Roxanne has been on Raw. I don't know if you've noticed in some like, the backstage segments, but you could see Finn and Roxanne talking.
Yeah, I didn't notice it while it was happening, but I saw it on Instagram and stuff.
Yeah, so it's like those two are building something, and what I could potentially see, honestly, is like Judgment Day Civil War.
Yeah, like they split up. I could see Carlito is definitely going wherever Raquel Rodriguez goes.
God, those two just need a kiss already or something.
Yeah, for real.
Like,
She like hates Carlito.
yeah, she slapped the apple out of him on
I
Monday.
know. Poor guy. And then he reached into the bag and grabbed another one.
Yeah, Raquel, you should have looked in the bag more.
Yeah,
There's definitely more apples in there.
yeah. I could see like JD would team with Finn just because
Yeah,
Finn
that
Finn
has to.
Finn brought JD in. They're like the boys right now, which I guess leaves Dominic stuck with Carlito and Liv
And Raquel.
and Raquel. Yeah, that's true.
Well, see, that's what I mean. So, like, all right, even more fancy booking. So, we got. So, if there were a Judgment Day Civil War, I mean, we got Dom and Carlito, Raquel and Liv Morgan. We got. We got JD and Finn and Roxanne. Who do you think another woman would be to pair just to make the odds even?
Yeah, that's tough. I've heard reports that Blair Davenport is coming back soon, wherever she has been.
I'm pretty sure she just started an OnlyFans, so I don't think that's happening.
Okay, never mind.
Because she was part of the cuts.
I'm thinking of the wrong person then. You're right. I did hear that. Who was the one? Oh fuck. I don't know my NXT superstars. She got called up with Lyra Valkyria and Tiffany Stratton. Appeared like twice on TV.
Oh, Kiana James.
Kiana James. That's who it is. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of. Maybe because I don't know who you could just kind of pull off the shelf and throw into Judgment Day right now. Um, 'Cause, I mean, somebody who is literally on the shelf and had nothing going on, I think would be a good fit. I mean, Kiana James was a heel anyway, so maybe that could fit in. I would have said Julia if we had this discussion a week or two ago, but that's not happening.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like it could be like a one-off thing where it's. I feel like Kiana James would be great. She was great in NXT. She should be coming back sometime this year, I think.
Yeah,
Just based because I think she also had a knee injury. Bro, the knee injuries, man, I tell you.
I know, dude. I told you they're the worst. They're the scariest ones. Like you
Oh,
literally
trust
can't.
me, I know. I've gone through one.
Yeah, I have been lucky enough to not have one yet. However, I fear it all the time, like playing hockey and stuff. Like, because I play goalie, so I'm like always going up and down from the knees and like shifting side to side and stuff. So I don't know. My feet like twist in weird directions. Like jujitsu, like when you learn like a heel hook or something like that, and it's just like you see how easy it is to just pop somebody's knee and just like rip it up, and it's like that shit's fragile. So
Yeah, I tore my ACL in my left knee, so I know
yeah,
exactly how that feels. Fortunately, I didn't need surgery, but the PT sucked.
yeah, yeah, because you can't like move it. It like holds your leg together, right? Something like that.
Yeah, yeah, I had to keep that shit locked in place,
Yeah, that's gross. I could never. Not that I
especially
would
trying to
choose to.
sleep.
Yeah. Oh, that's probably even worse because I sleep. So I sleep with like a pillow between my knees. I can't sleep with my knees touching each other.
I'm the
It's just a
same way. I'm
weird
not
thing.
gonna lie to
Yeah,
you.
just a weird thing.
I'm because I have like a body pillow.
I have the best pillow for it too. It's like I don't know how to like describe it. But it's like it's got this cover on it that gets really cold if you leave like the window open, and it's like memory foam.
Mhm.
It's awesome. I'll like leave it on the end of the bed to get cold all day with my window open. It's great.
I'll say that sounds awesome.
It is. It's really cool. For anybody watching this with sleeping problems, take some melatonin and get yourself a cool pillow. Put it between your legs.
Yeah, like for me, like I need to like sleep in like an igloo or something. Like I need my room like cold.
Oh, I do too. I do too. I can't sleep when it's hot. I hate sweating.
Hmm. Yeah, no, like just waking up just drenched is like the worst.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I can't do it. Anyway, though, where were where were we? Last topic again. Um,
Judgment Day,
Judgment Day.
Civil War.
Judgment Day Civil War. Okay. Um, I don't know. When do you think that would take place? Like if they did like a big match?
It's got to be when Liv comes back.
Yeah, because I feel like they are gonna do that thing with Roxanne where it's like she's slowly but surely swooning Dominic Mysterio, because it's like the same thing that happened with Rhea Ripley. She was gone
Hmm.
doing something else. Liv stepped in, and the rest is history. Um, so I feel like Liv's gonna come back. She's gonna be like, Dom, how could you do this shit to me? And now he's gonna be off with Roxanne Perez. What if this is like part of Finn Balor's plan? Like Roxanne Perez gets them broken up, and then she turns on Dominic Mysterio. So it's like Dom's
So
just all
Dom is
alone
just
now.
left with
Dom is just
nothing.
all alone now. Him and his IC title.
So what I'm hearing is Dom is just the next Roman Reigns.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, I'm all for it.
Yeah,
I
me
feel
too.
like they could go literally with any direction with this Judgment Day story at this point.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the most victories we've seen from Finn Balor in who knows how long.
Yeah. That's
And
why
it's
I
just
think
two.
yeah. That's why I think Finn Balor is definitely the next in line to be the Intercontinental Champion. I think they're trying to get him small wins now. For some reason, they won't give him a solos win, but he got the pin on Penta. Shenanigans and all, doesn't matter.
Twice.
We got the 3 count with Finn Balor on top this time. So I'm happy about that, and I'm sure all of the remaining Finn Balor fans out there are as well.
Well, I know it was really upsetting. So I was scrolling through YouTube the other day, and a video popped up. It was Finn Balor and Samoa Joe from NXT Takeover, and it was Finn Balor in his demon face paint, and I was so sad. I
Yeah,
didn't want to click on it.
yeah. Poor Finn
Like,
Balor. It's been so tragic for him.
yeah, screw you, Edge. That's why
Yeah,
you're in AEW now.
yeah. To finish your career. I don't know why he didn't just
Have
retire with WWE.
Have you been seeing like all the beef on Twitter between AEW and WWE
I saw
with
something
like Will
between
Ospreay?
Yeah, I saw something with that. I saw something with Ricochet and what's his
Javon
name?
Evans.
Javon Evans. Yeah. Yeah, I have been seeing that.
Oh my god. I'm waiting for like a WWE like takeover, like how they did with WCW.
Yeah.
Instead of DX, can we get like Judgment Day to invade AEW or something?
Yeah. That'd be funny. I'm not even the biggest like Will Osprey fan. Like I know he's like awesome in the ring and stuff, but all he does is like shit on WWE. He's like, "Oh, this place is such dog shit. I hate it. Everything over there sucks." And I'm like, I feel like WWE should be where like that's like the NFL of professional wrestling. It's like that's where you want to end up. So to say stuff like that, it's almost like I get it. It's probably just not for some people, but it's still like the biggest. It's the biggest thing. Like I felt like I don't want to talk shit to Will Ospreay because we're gonna end up on his Twitter feed or some shit. But like, honestly, that might be
Like
good. That might
who
get
are
us famous. Here we go.
who are these two from
Yeah,
Pennsylvania talking crap about me?
Will Ospreay. If you were that good, you'd be in the WWE. All right.
Yeah,
I
I
talked my
mean
shit.
like I mean to be fair, he did have his reasonings on why he'd go to WWE, which were totally understandable.
Yeah, I know,
But
but
it's like
I'm trying to make a viral clip here.
but it's like he's taking like so many shots at the WWE, and it's funny because I don't think anyone from WWE even cares. Like
Well, no, why
they
would
got their
they?
own thing going on.
Yeah, why would they? There's no
Like
reason.
W,
Like, oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was gonna say like WWE has been like the top product like ever since COVID happened. Like it's actually like insane, and I feel like AEW got into the market because of COVID, just to give WWE like a competition, even though they easily could have had more competition from like other companies, like TNA, for example. But like
Yeah,
TNA is not big enough.
yeah. Um, just look at like crowd sizes and stuff. Like at the end of the day, it's not like it can't be better than WWE because there's not they just don't sell out every single week all across the country, all across the globe. Like sure, your big events, yeah, people travel for those and stuff, like PLEs, pay-per-views, whatever they're called over there. Um, but like every single episode of Monday Night Raw, Friday Night SmackDown, even NXT, they're just sold out. Like there's so many people there. So just more people care. So how could you shit
Yeah,
on it and say AEW is that much better? I like to call those people AEW glazers. WWE is shit. It's so bad. Blah 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 blah. Bring Vince McMahon back. Attitude Era. Shut up, man.
but so like the funny thing is, and I think I mentioned this with like Ricochet and his promos. Ricochet is an exception to this because he just can't cut a promo for the life of him.
Yeah,
But like, if you ever like seen like AEW promos, the ones that can actually like give a good promo were guys that were originally from WWE. If you look at like anyone else, like Kenny Omega and Will Ospreay, they can't cut a promo for the life of them. Want to know why? It's because they spent their career in Japan where they were cutting promos to people that didn't understand them most of the
yeah, yeah. And you know what?
time.
That's why I say if you were that good, you'd be in WWE. You can't do promos. WWE. I'll say this: AEW is probably more wrestling based than it is story based, which is true. I always see crazy spots and shit on AEW shows that I wouldn't see in a WWE ring. However, it's more story based over here. I say here as if I'm part of WWE. I'm not. But if you can't cut a promo, you don't cut it. That's why Ricochet's over there. Prime example.
And that's why he'll probably still be there for
Yeah,
a while. He
yeah.
genuinely can't cut pro. I don't remember what segment it was like. All I remember is that Drew McIntyre buried him in the promo. It was like
Did he call him Baldy or
Ricochet.
something?
It wasn't that. I'm referring to when I forget what it was. There was like I remember Drew McIntyre and Ricochet being in the ring. There was another person with Drew. I don't remember who it was, but like Ricochet was like, "Oh, I'm not here to do any talking," and then Drew just immediately tells him to shut up.
I have seen that before. I have seen that. Yeah, he's like, then shut
Like,
up.
like, thank you, Drew.
Yeah, no, Ricochet was great guy, great performer, but he's more suited for AEW than WWE.
You know, like literally, if you just watch like an hour of any AEW product and see anyone that cuts a promo, the guys that used to be in WWE do it 10 times better than the AEW guys, like the ones that
Yeah,
were originally brought in.
yeah, and even you could see it too with like somebody like Jade Cargill, somebody who comes from AEW now to WWE. I don't want to say she's
Not
bad on
great.
the she's not bad on the mic, but she's not great. That's probably why her and Naomi have been so repetitive lately, is because they don't have as much faith in her. Like I think right now, if they put Jade Cargill up against Naomi in a promo battle, Naomi would fucking cook her.
Oh, 100%.
Like unfortunately, like that interview that she had, it was back when Liv Morgan was still here. It was Liv and Raquel interrupting her thing. I think it was before WrestleMania. Like if that wasn't pre-recorded, like Liv is just able to go off and just say whatever she wants. um Jade felt scripted, very scripted.
Mhm. Yeah, and I feel bad for like some of the AEW like origins, like the originals that end up in WWE that like just can't cut a promo. Like, granted, there are some exceptions, but like everyone that was able to cut a promo in AEW is actually down in NXT. Funny enough,
Yeah, Ricky Starks, Ricky Saints.
Ricky Saints, Ethan Page, Sean Spears. Well, even though Sean Spears was originally in the WWE beforehand, but
Yeah,
you get what I mean.
yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like if you were that good, you'd be here. These guys are.
Yeah,
So whatever, man. Like I get it. If it's not your style, if you just want to go out there and put on banger matches, cool, man. You do that. But
but
don't
just go to the Indies at that point.
yeah, don't shit on the WWE because of it, because it's like, I don't know. It's just it's a different thing.
Like, I'm sorry, Ricochet, we couldn't get you over because you couldn't cut a promo.
Yeah,
Like,
that's not our fault.
that's why Braun Strowman, like, was it? No. Who took him out? Braun Breaker.
Braun Breaker, yes, he put him through like the windshield of a car. He like threw him at the side of an ambulance, and he like ragdolled onto the concrete.
Yep. Thank you, Braun.
And look where Braun Breaker is now.
Main event status right now.
I digress. I rest my case.
See what happens when you're actually good and you definitely aren't part of family lineage, Ricochet.
Yeah, yeah,
But I feel like Braun's the exception of being a Nepo because he's actually better than both of his family members.
yeah, yeah. Like I don't remember the Steiners as like, they're not like Hulk Hogan, you know, like
I mean, everyone remembers Scott Steiner more than Rick Steiner, but that's
yeah,
because Scott Steiner was like juiced to hell.
yeah. And he was funny.
Steiner math.
Steiner math. He's fat. That's always my favorite one.
He's like the only one that can make like chainmail work now.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
like he's like I can never see like if I saw a random person like wearing chainmail, I'm like, what the hell are you wearing that for?
You have to go into a time machine for that. Ain't nobody wearing chainmail.
Like, go
Sword
to a
fighting.
Renaissance fair or something.
Yeah, we at the Ren
But
Fair.
like,
We sword fighting.
yeah, like do that unless if you're Scott Steiner. But either
Whatever.
way, I mean, what a family that is.
Yeah. All right. Well, we've been going for a while here. I'm about ready to wrap it up if you are. We got a little bit off topic at times today, but that's okay. That makes for an entertaining show, I feel anyway. Is there anything else you would like to cover here, WWE related, before we close it out?
R-Truth next WWE champion. That's all I got.
We can pray. We completely skipped over Saturday night's main event, but who cares?
Rightfully so, because I don't even know what the match card is.
Yeah, I know we have the steel cage match, Drew and Damian, which I don't care about. Their story should be done already.
It should have been done at WrestleMania. I don't know why they're still going with this.
Yeah, there's no reason. It's just to put a steel cage match on a free TV show like that. I don't really
Yeah.
care for it that much.
Got Jay and Logan. Let's go, Logan. No, I'm joking.
Jay and Logan. I think Logan actually has a. The Gunther promo got me to believe that Logan could win. I don't think he will, but there's a chance.
We'll see.
There's a chance. Other than that, not looking too much forward to Saturday night's main event. It's going to be a nothing burger, like usual. I pray John Cena's
Yeah.
final match isn't on a Saturday night's main event. Jesus Christ. But yeah, with that being said, thank you all for listening, watching, and however else you may be consuming this podcast. I'm Jake. That's Jet Li. Be sure to follow all of our socials. Mine are available in the graphic below on this podcast. You can also follow me on Instagram at J_Yanoski2103. Jet Li, plug your Instagram.
Jetly_T.
And of course, be sure to follow us on TikTok as well at Squash Match Wrestling. I will actually have TikToks coming this week because I'm graduated. I have literally nothing else going on until I find a job. So I will get to that at some point this week. In fact, I'll probably upload this podcast later on tonight, the day we're actually making it, which I don't usually do, but I got time now, so I might as well. With that being said, though, enjoy our Money in the Bank predictions. I hope you enjoyed our Money in the Bank predictions. Enjoy Saturday night's main event, and we'll see you all in the next one.